Hello, hi everyone. Um, Today we are going to uh, read through some of part of Gita. Why Gita? Because it's obviously the core, the crux of Mahabharata, and it has all the essential knowledge of the Vedas, and it contains all the answers to life, to not just for difficult circumstances, but for everyday life as well. And what I've heard is people usually go towards God at the end of their lives. But I have time now, and I think I'm really grateful to God that He has actually helped me. I have been really lucky in that a lot of things that I have not put enough effort into, I've been able to do. And I have not repaid Him in the sense that I have not given back um, the gift, but I'm starting to realize His role, and I want Him to bless me just like this for the rest of my life, and also the people close to me. So, yeah, we're just going to read through, and hopefully, we can continue this. We can continue this more regularly. I'll just share my screen and hope you guys are able to see it. Uh, So this is the Gita titled Srimad Bhagavad Gita, English and Hindi translation with Sanskrit text. Why I picked this particular, like I have another one which is based on H. Sri Raghavendra Tirtha's. There are many versions. So this is the other version, which is more sort of like, I guess you call it prose. What is prose? It's a short story. So there's no structure here basically. But although I think this would be more comprehensible because it follows from line to line and there's no gaps in between. But I think if I'm going to read this book, I have to uh, really put things to mind. So I have to understand each uh, para or phrase in the original language as well as the other languages, the translated languages. Reading one three times, trying to understand it in three different languages probably would help burn it to mind. This is the introduction. So thou Tameva Mata cha Pita Tameva Tameva Bandhu cha Sakha Tameva Tameva Vidya Dravidam Tameva Tameva Mam Tameva Sarva Tameva Sarva Mam Deva Deva. Thou art mother, thou art father, thou art kinsman, thou art friend, thou art knowledge, thou art wealth, thou art my all, O Lords of Lord, Lord of Lords. Srimad Bhagavad Gita is not a holy book, is not just a holy book, it's a has gained a prominent place in the literature of the world, contains divine words emanating from the lips of Lord Krishna. This great epic is an eloquent proof of the observation. As a scripture, this book embodies uh, this book embodies the supreme spiritual mystery and secrets. Its style is so simple and elegant that with little study one can easily follow the structure of its words. Yet the thoughts behind these words are so deep and abstruse that even for lifetime, constant study of this book may not show. and end of it. Its style is so simple and elegant that with a little study one can easily follow the structure of its words, yet the thoughts behind these words are so deep. I mean, while reading it, I'll try to make an interpretation, but that interpretation might not be the only one. Well, for now, it will be more based on the current events that are happening in my life. The Bhagavad Gita is an unfathomable ocean of wisdom. It's a bottomless sea, containing endless strait of meanings, just as a diver diving deep in the sea lays his hand on the precious gems. Similarly, diving deeper and deeper into the secrets of this book, the seeker goes on discovering more and more piles of extraordinary gems of thoughts and ideas. The Bhagavad Gita is a part of Mahabharata, but even then, it has its own identity, which has made it more prominent than the Mahabharata. It may look to be just a narration of the happenings of the war between Kauravas and Pandavas, but it's the philosophy of life expressed from the lips of Lord Krishna, addressed to the warrior Arjuna, defining following ideas. Facing your enemies in a war is an auspicious and special duty. The Lord, so these are the things, but it is the philosophy of life expressed from the lips, addressed to warrior Arjuna. Facing your enemies in a war is an auspicious and special duty. It's a duty. The Lord alone is to be worshipped, and that only by doing one's duties. The Lord alone is to be worshipped. This might be um, this might be an indication that, for instance, in your life, there is someone you maybe look up to, and you worship him, or maybe your parents, you worship them, or maybe there's someone in your life, maybe a friend or a fiance, who is really good at something or multiple things, or who is really good at handling people and maybe handling stress, and who's really career oriented or things like that. And you start hearing about them, you get too impressed, and you sort of worship them. But the only person that needs to be worshipped is the Lord. Lord alone is to be worshipped, and that only by doing one's duties, one's own duties. So you worship the Lord by doing your own duties. For instance, let's say you have a father, or you have a mother, or you have a sibling. So let's say you have a father who's diabetic. Um, he uh, he takes insulin, but maybe you could ask him or remind him to take it. Um, when he's back from office, maybe you can ask how his day was, because maybe your mom did not ask that. Maybe she is busy in her own things, in her own worries. Maybe you can ask your dad sometime what his worry is. Maybe you can try to quench that worry. Maybe when you talk to dad and he mentions something which is bothering him, or even if it's not bothering him, it seems like it will. For instance, let's say he says to you that, son, if you go away for work, you might not even come and meet us, so just let's go out tomorrow. Then you should be like, no, even when I go, let's say abroad to study, let's say for a PhD, I'll always come back here, I'll always be coming back here. And even though I cannot uproot you guys from your social structure and the place where you have spent all your life, I'll always be coming back. I'll find a better answer on it. The devotion to the Lord is the mean to which all the rest is subservient. The Lord is far different. The Lord is far different from the whole world, and everything is under His control. The Lord is far different from the whole world. He is the supreme being, perfect in every excellence. The human being is obliged to perform his duties without hoping for fruits, which he may get out of his performance. Even at work right now, I'm just focusing on whether things would be resolved or not. And I'm not really doing my duty on a daily basis. A lot of times, I'm just not doing it at all. And I'm not doing anything else either. So I go to office and I sit there. So I'm not doing anything at all for like 7 to 8 hours straight. And that's part of the reason why sometimes my mind wanders and I get panic attacks. That's because I'm not doing anything and I'm sitting when I should really be doing something. Srimad Bhagavad Gita has been translated into several languages, and each translation has been reviewed and commented by this. But this edition of Bhagavad Gita has its own distinction. It contains the original Sanskrit text, shloka by shloka, with its translation into Hindi and as also in English. We hope that this edition will enlighten not only those readers who read it from the religious point of view, but also those as a literary work. Thank you. So I think it starts here. When all the efforts of preventing the war between Kauravas and Pandavas failed, and subsequently both sides had thoroughly prepared to start the battle in Kurukshetra, दोनों साइड प्रिपेयर हो गई थी एंड द सेज वेद व्यास ने पूछा धृतराष्ट्र को धृतराष्ट्र इज द किंग एंड फादर ऑफ दुर्योधना Vedas is the sage. And, okay, so all the peace talks failed, and subsequently the both sides had thoroughly prepared to start the battle in Kurukshetra. Vedvyas asked Dhritarashtra, king and father of Duryodhan, if he would like to see the terrible carnage so that he could make a gift of transcendent vision, as King Dhritarashtra was visually handicapped. Okay. If you would like to see the terrible carnage so that he could make a gift of transcendental vision. Would you like to see what happens? Is that what's asking? Dhritarashtra replied, O Maharshi, I have no desire to see with my own eyes the slaughter of my own family, but would like to hear all the events of the battle. So he's saying that I cannot bear watching this with my own eyes, but I do want to hear it. So Vedas conferred the gift of divine vision on Sanjay, a trusty counselor of Dhritarashtra, and told that Sanjay would describe all the happenings of the war while sitting with the king. Okay, so there's a divine vision with Sanjay, and he's able to see everything. And he's narrating, and I think Ved Vyas is writing down. So the text of Srimad Bhagavad Gita is mostly based upon questions and answers between the text is mostly based upon questions and answers between Dhritarashtra and Sanjay, and between Lord Arjun and Lord Krishna. Okay, so there's two pairs, Dhritarashtra and Sanjay, the father of Duryodhan, and there is which is in his kingdom, and there is Arjun and Krishna on the battlefield, I think. So the first chapter starts with Dhritarashtra's question to Sanjay in the following terms: Dharm Kshetre Kurukshetre Samveta Yutsava Mamaka Pandu Va Shachev Kim Kurvat Sanjay. धृतराष्ट्र बोले, हे संजय, धर्म भूमि कुरुक्षेत्र में एकत्रित युद्ध की इच्छा वाले मेरे और पांडु के पुत्र ने क्या किया? Gathered on the sacred soil, eager to fight. What did my children and children of Pandu, most probably Pandavas, what did they do? धृतराष्ट्र की पूछने पर संजय कहते हैं, दृष्टवा तु पांडवानिक व्युद्धम विदन दुर्योधनास्त आचार्यम आचार्यमुपसंगमय राजा वचन वचम वचनम ब्रवीत। उस समय राजा दुर्योधन ने व्यूह रचना युक्त पांडवों की सेना को देखकर और दुर्योधन के पास जाकर यह Sanjay said, at that time, seeing the army of the Pandavas drawn up for the battle and approaching Dronacharya, King Duryodhana spoke these words. Behold, Master, the mighty army of the sons of Pandu, arrayed for battle by your talented pupil Drishtadumna, son of Draupada. At that time, seeing the army of the Pandavas drawn up for the battle and approaching Dronacharya, so Duryodhan approached King Dronacharya. Duryodhan approached his father, King Dronacharya. Duryodhan. Yes. No, 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 no. Dronacharya is not Duryodhan's father. Duryodhan's father is Dhritarashtra. दुर्योधन के पापा हैं धृतराष्ट्र। दुर्योधन के पापा धृतराष्ट्र हैं। धृतराष्ट्र और द्रोणाचार्य अलग है। द्रोणाचार्य इज द किंग। दुर्योधन किंग दुर्योधन दुर्योधन ने बोला, हे आचार्य द्रोणाचार्य, हे आचार्य, आपके बुद्धिमान शिष्य द्रुपद पुत्र धृष्ट घुमन द्वारा व्यूकार खड़ी की हुई पांडपुत्रों की इस बड़ी भारी सेना को देखिए। Behold, master, the mighty army of the sons of Pandu, arrayed for the battle of your talented pupil. Arrayed for battle by talented pupil, Drishtadumna. Okay. Sons of Pandu arrayed for battle. Behold, master, the mighty army of the sons of Pandu. He's basically saying, like, look at this army, mighty army. And the person who assembled the army was the pupil of a student of. Then Atra Shura Maheshwasa Bhimarjun Yudhi Yuyudhano Virat Shach Drupad Sach Maharatha Drishtaketu Drishtaketu Sachekitan Kashiraj Shaj Viryavan Purujat Kunti Bhoj Shaj Shaiva Shaj Narpagam Yudhamanyu Vikrant उत्तम सुभद्रा इस सेना के बड़े बड़े दृश्यों there are in this army heroes holding mighty pose and equal in military prowess to Bhim and Arjun, Satyaki and Virat. So in this army there are heroes wielding mighty bows and equal in military prowess to Bhim and Arjun, Satyaki and Virat, and the Marathi warrior chief Drupad, Drishtaketu, Chekitana, and the valiant king of Kasi, and Purujit, Kuntibhojya, Savya, the best of men, and mighty Yudhamanyu, and valiant Uttamanya, the son of Subhadra, and the five sons of Draupadi, all of them Maharathis. best of Brahmanas. Know them also, who are the principal warriors on our side. The generals of Miami. For your information, I mentioned them below. Sorry, it's kind of tired. I do not intend to be this high. Yourself and Bhishma, Karan and Kripa, who is ever victorious in battle. And even so, Ashwathama, Vikarna, Bhureshwara, the son of Somadatta. There are many heroes equipped with various weapons and missiles who have staked their lives for me, all killed in warfare. Okay. This army of ours, fully protected by Bhishma, is unconquerable. This army of ours, fully protected by Bhishma, is unconquerable, while that army of theirs, guarded in every way by Bhim, is easy to conquer. So this is the within, like even before. Therefore, stationed in your respective positions, you got Bhishma in particular on your side. Who is he talking to? The army of ours, fully protected by Bhishma, is inconquerable. Jab tak Bhishma hai, we are unconquerable. So we'll protect him from all sides. The grand old man of Kaurva race, their glorious grand uncle Bhishma, cheering up Duryodhan, rode terribly like a lion and blew his conch. Then conches, kettle drums, tabors, drums, and trumpets suddenly blared forth, and the noise was tumultuous. Then suddenly everything started blowing. Then, seated in a glorious chariot, drawn by white horses, Sri Krishna as well as Arjuna blew their celestial conches. Then, seated in a glorious chariot, which is driven by white horses, Sri Krishna. So these are white horses. Sri Krishna as well as Arjuna, they also blew their celestial conches. Sri Krishna blew his conch named Pankajanya, Panankajanya, Panankajanya. While Bhim of terrible deeds blew his mighty conch Pondra. King Yudhishthir, son of Kunti, blew his conch. Anantavijaya, Nakul and Sahadev blew theirs, known as Sukhosa and Mani Puspaka. King Yudhishthir, son of Kunti, blew his conch. Everyone is blowing their conch. The king of Kasi and Shikandi of Marathi. And what Kar warrior is, as well as five sons of Draupadi and the mighty armed Abhimanyu, son of Subhadra, all of them, a lord of earth, severally blew their respective conches from all sides. And the terrible sound echoing through heaven and earth rent the hearts of the Dhritarashtra's sons. Terrible sound echoing through heaven and earth rent the hearts of the Dhritarashtra's sons. Now, O Lord of Earth, seeing your sons arrayed against him, and when missiles were ready to be hurled, Arjun, son of Pandu, took his bow and then addressed the following words to Sri Krishna. Place my chariot between the two armies and keep it there till I have carefully observed these warriors drawn up for battle and have seen with whom I have to engage in this fight. So that's the thing, like when you go into a battle, you don't just start working or start fighting. So you want to take a good look at the enemy. So something I can draw on it at work is like there's a mini project at work. Now, it doesn't start at as a mini project. It's not written somewhere that this is the mini project. It's just conversations happening between our team and the other team. So when they talked, I just suggested an approach and just started working on it. I did not analyze like how complex is the problem, what is the problem, where can we face difficulties in the problem. So that sort of analysis needs to be done, and for that you need to have a good look of what's in front of you. And a major part of that is acknowledging that you might not, is being humble enough to acknowledge that you might not know the solution to everything. I might not know the solution to everything. So I have to take a look at what the problem is. I have to take a look. Even if it's really simple, I have to take a look. That's something I've seen in other people, like at work. A lot of people, even when they're handled small tasks, they reach out to you, or they reach out to a senior person or the people from other team, and they seek clarifications, because that's the only way to get things right the first go. And that ensures the pace is proper. I shall scan the well wishers in this war of evil minded Duryodhan. Whoever have assembled on this side, and we are ready to fight. Are ready to fight for the fight. Sanjay said, O king, thus addressed by the Arjuna, Sri Krishna placed this magnificent chariot between the two armies in front of Bhishma, Drona, and the other kings, and said, Arjun, behold, these Kauravas assembled here. Now Arjuna saw stationed there, and both the armies of his uncles, his granduncles, and teachers. But okay, he's going to feel bad seeing all those relations present there. Arjuna was filled with deep compassion and uttered these words in sadness. So he's going to feel sad. But he's that honest. If he were someone like me, let's say. So what recently happened is I got engaged, and my brother visited the engagement, of course. And when we were getting our photos clicked, there was a moment when his photo was also going to get clicked. So he came in between, and the fiance said, asked me if we can allow him to sit in between. And I said, no, he's already tall enough. But I don't want to be jealous of him. That's not an emotion. But the thing is, I never felt compassion for him. He has done everything alone, and his whatever he ends up doing, he will do good. And there is a part of me, I think, which doesn't want to see him do better than me. That's just the evil part that has brought me where I am. That's not the real me. The actual me wants to see him um, succeed. He's my blood relative, and if he succeeds more than me, then it's his destiny. It's I haven't worked in my life since the start. I haven't been honest, so there's not a lot that I deserve. So if I see someone who's getting more, there's obviously other people in the world who are already getting more than they deserve. So why should not my brother not get that? Not just my brother. Why should my father not get that? Why should my fiance not have a good career? Maybe I'm not as good as them. Maybe even if I tried my hardest, I would never be as good as them. It's a possibility. So I cannot be jealous of them. What I can do is What I can do is keep a consistent behavior, be helpful, be kind to people, listen to people. If you listen to people, they'll tell you things. I was listening to my friend at work, and he told me a lot of things. So if you listen to people, they'll tell you things. And I think for the next 1 or 2 years, this is my this has to be my routine. Like, I have to listen to people. I have to. For my whole life, I have. Whenever I talk to someone, I did not really listen to them. To listen to them from their side, it was always me just half thinking about what they're saying and how it relates to me, and half not even focusing on that and being somewhere else in my thoughts. And I usually have forgotten things or asked people to repeat things. It's usually because I'm not focused on them. I have to be focused at what people say. I have to observe what people say and how it impacts them. Seeing all those relations present there, Arjun was filled with deep compassion and uttered these words in sadness. Krishna, at the sight of these kinsmen arrayed for battle, my limbs give way and my mouth is parching. A shiver runs through my body and hairs stand upright. Slips from my hand and my skin. The Bogandiva slips from my hand, my skin too burns all over. My brain is whirling. I can stand no longer. And Keshav, I see such omens of evil, nor do I see any good in killing my kinsmen in battle. Krishna, I do not covet victory, nor kingdom, nor pleasures. Govinda, what use will my kingdom or luxuries or life even be? Okay. I, okay, how do I pronounce this? Is there a way? That's where I think that the other article can come in handy. धर्मक्षेत्रे धर्मक्षेत्रे कुरुक्षेत्र संवेता धर्मक्षेत्रे कुरुक्षेत्रे संवेता युद्ध धर्मक्षेत्रे कुरुक्षेत्रे संवेता युत्सवा मामका पांडवा शिचैव किं कुर्वता संजय Dhritarashtra Uvaka Dhritarashtra said he Dhritarashtra said Dhritarashtra Uvaka O Sanjaya Akurvata Kim what did my son Akurvata Kim what did my sons Mamaka Yuyutsava desirous of battle Yud I think it's like Utsav and Yuyutsava desirous of battle and Pandava the son of Pandu Eva do after assembling Samveta Dharma Kshetra Kurukshetra, the holy land of righteousness. Dharma Kshetra Kurukshetra, Dharma Kshetra Kurukshetra, Samveta Yutsava, Samveta. After assembling, Samveta, after assembling at the holy land of righteousness, Kurukshetra, Mamakaha Pandavas, my sons and the Pandavas, Dhritarashtra Urvaka. What did they do after assembling? O Sanjay, what did my sons desirous of battle and the sons of Pandu do after assembling at the holy land of righteousness, Kurukshetra? Dharmashetra, Kurukshetra, Samveta, Yuyutsava, Mamakaha, Pandava, Yuyutsava. Shevkim. Mamakaha, Pandavas, Kim Akurvata, क्या कर रहे हैं? What did they do? धर्मक्षेत्रे कुरुक्षेत्रे धर्मक्षेत्रे कुरुक्षेत्रे समवेता युयुत्सवा समवेता युयुत्सवा तो डिजायरर्स ऑफ बैटल है समवेता क्या है सम अकुर्वता किम मामा कहा युयुत्सवा धर्म क्षेत्रे कुरुक्षेत्र समवेता युयुत्सव धर्म क्षेत्रे कुरुक्षेत्र समवेता आई थिंक असेंबलिंग था हाँ do after is eva samveta युयुत्सव samveta assembling धर्म क्षेत्रे कुरुक्षेत्र samveta युयुत्सव मामकाः पांडवाश्चैव किम किम अकुर्वता संजय Chaiva and Zazbedl and O Sanjay, what did my sons desirous of battle and the sons of Pandu do after assembling at the holy land of righteousness, Kurukshetra? धर्म क्षेत्रे धर्म क्षेत्रे कुरुक्षेत्र धर्म क्षेत्रे कुरुक्षेत्र सामवेता after assembling धर्म क्षेत्रे कुरुक्षेत्रे सामवेता युयोत्सव मामकाः पांडवाश्च किम किम अकुर्वता संजय किम अकुर्वता संजय धर्म क्षेत्रे कुरुक्षेत्रे सामवेता युयोत्सव मामकाः पांडवाः श्चैव किम अकुर्वता संजय mostly what I can do today. But this is a good thing, like this helps. This really helps. The transliteration. If I go to two, then it's Sri Bhagavata, Sri Bhagwan Uvaka. I cannot. Literally, I'm really sleepy now. Um, these are four people: Vishnu Swami, Madhvacharya, Ramanuja, Nimbaditya, and okay. धर्म क्षेत्रे कुरुक्षेत्र धर्म क्षेत्रे कुरुक्षेत्र सामवेता युयोत्सव मामकाः पांडवाश्चैव किम सामवेता संजय किम कुर्वता संजय क्या करते हैं my battery is getting over as well, so this is probably it for today. Tomorrow we'll be back and we'll probably read more. I'll try in the morning to read more. And if there are anyone, if there are any people listening here, like maybe you can add in the chat box what exactly is put more context or something, or what exactly, because I'm interested in learning the Sanskrit version, because the Hindi or English versions are, they're not something you remember. Like you remember the core crux, but you don't remember the exact words. And I think remember the exact words is necessary here. So yeah, that's about it. Okay, bye bye.